Well, hello everybody at YouTube and all my YouTube friends. This is Karin's VSG, and I'm coming at you with my update for this week. It's only Wednesday, but I wanted to update for last week. I didn't do a video last week. So I'm gonna get the sun off my neck like that. Anyway, my update. Last time we came to you, I had told you I was 149.6, I think, or something like that. I had gained like 4 pounds, I thought. And so I watched what I was eating that week, and I kind of cut back on the snacking because that's what I was doing because it's habitual in my family. But when I weighed in on what day did I weigh in on? Friday morning. When I weighed in on Friday morning, my weight had dropped down to 145.6. So I did lose whatever weight I had gained. And so maybe it was just a fluke, and I've had that happen before where it's been really, it just jumped up and then jumped down again. So I don't know what I did, but in the interim, I got a head cold. And head colds are dangerous for me in that I have a condition, a serious condition of vertigo. So when I get sick, when I get a cold or when I get sinus things, whatever that is, I end up getting vertigo, which means my whole world is spinning topsy-turvy. And so I just kind of felt like I was on a ship, all the time. That's kind of how this goes for me. I gotta sit up so I'm not in the sun. So that's how this goes for me. So when I get a head cold, and I had a really bad head cold, I could feel it in my sinuses, and I could feel it up in here. And so I knew I was getting it. I was trying to avoid getting the vertical part of it. So I was doing the neti pot, which is where if you've never done a neti pot, it's where you put water in a little pot, a little bit of salt in it, and then you put it in this nostril, and it cleans out your sinus right here, and it comes out the other side. So you just tip your head like this over the sink, and it's supposed to clean out those sinuses. And I did that once. But it still hit me. So Saturday morning I got up, and Saturday is Sabbath morning for me, and so I'm the elder of our local church, and it's not a very big church. There's only 6 or 7 members, 8 members, sometimes 10. Just depends on who comes that week. But anyway, it's a small church, and if I'm not there, really nothing happens. I get up and I do the announcements, I do the songs, I do the offering, and I set up the sermon if we have no pastor, or I teach the Sabbath school lesson. So Saturday morning I got up and I was dizzy, and I felt I could feel it in here. When I hum, I actually get dizzy. So from Saturday until today, I have felt this dizziness. So it just really ruins my whole day. There's nothing you can do. And you get exhausted because when you have vertigo, your whole body is trying to hold yourself steady. So instead of spinning like a top, your whole body is working itself to keep yourself upright and keep you from tripping and to keep you from falling into things. And so you get exhausted really, really fast. Now I've had my granddaughters here, and they're great kids. I'm not complaining about them, but yesterday was the worst. And I literally laid on the couch while they watched a movie and took a nap. And that was all I could do. I mean, I was just out. And I feel good when I'm laying down, but as soon as I get up, also because I can't really do a lot, I was trying to color. If you use your eyes for certain things, that makes you dizzy. So just putting my head down like this and coloring with the girls caused me to be dizzy. And literally my eyes would go like this. If you saw me, they'd be going like this. So it's pretty miserable, and I hate getting head colds for this reason, and I try to prevent them from happening. But there's so much stuff going around right now, and the girls are kind of with their friends, and they're in hockey, and they're in dance, and so they bring things to me, and then they visit a friend who's in daycare, and so they pick it up from her. In fact, one of them actually ended up throwing up yesterday, so she's home sick today with her mom. And I'm hoping the other one doesn't pick it up because she'll probably be here tomorrow, and I'll be dealing with that tomorrow. But I'm glad she kept him home today, because I don't think I could have handled the vertigo and somebody puking, because when you have vertigo, you feel like you have to throw up. The first time I got vertigo was probably about 20 years ago. And literally I had an inner ear infection and I spun like a top for 3 days. Went to the doctor. I couldn't walk. I couldn't keep food down. My eyes just literally were going like this for 3 days. And it was the most, I mean, no matter what I did, it was painful. I was in bed for 3 days. It was debilitating. And ever since I've had that attack, it's just continued in my life. In fact, I went out west once to visit family in Utah, and the whole trip out there, I felt this kind of groggy dizziness, and the pressure from being in the mountains causes my ears to become a problem. And we all have these things in our ears called calcium deposits, and they're like little stones, calcium stones that are in your ear. And if they're in your ear, they actually help you keep your balance if they're in the right tube. Mine have a tendency to slide out of that tube and get into another place. And so if there's any pressure in my head, if I sleep on my ear and the ear is plugged, I will wake up in the morning with vertigo. So I sleep on a pillow where I can actually dig out where my ear is so that I have a hole where that ear is. It sounds so crazy, but yeah, it's just what I've had to deal with. And so I'm very careful about plugging my ears, or having issues with my ears. I love the mountains too, and I want to go back to the mountains, but I'm really afraid if I go back to the mountains, I'll have the same issue. So I'll have to pre-plan for that to see if there's something that they can do to keep that from happening. And there's exercises that you can do where I was in the emergency room once with this, and they actually took my head and they forced me down sideways like this on the thing. And in the old days, when the televisions wouldn't quite come in, they'd flip. Well, that's what the room did for like 10 minutes. And it's the most unnerving thing. And so I've dealt with this I've been in the emergency room 3 or 4 times with this where I just couldn't even walk. And throwing up, everything. So that's what I've been dealing with for the last probably week and a half. And I will be so glad when this spring comes and I can, these colds and these flus are gone. It's supposed to warm up this weekend. I plan on getting out with my husband. He's going to go walking with me. I can't do it on my own. I can't drive when I have vertigo. So I had all these things planned for this week and I can't do that because I've been sick and I've been dealing with this. So anyway, so it's been an interesting week for me. I was going to do what Jan from Living on the Lighter Side of Life. I was going to do what she was doing and kind of do this liquid diet thing to kind of jumpstart my weight loss again. And so I bought some of those Slim Fast protein things, the 20 grams of protein things with the complete nutrition. Oh my goodness, I don't know what it is with these things. I drank them before surgery. I had no problem drinking them. I drank a lot of them. I had one this morning for my breakfast, and in an hour I had cramps so bad that I had to go to the bathroom. And I didn't throw up, but I did have a bowel movement. And I don't understand why they bother me all of a sudden. So it irritates me. It's like I want to do this stuff and I can't do it because that stuff is not good for me, evidently. So I just am bummed about the whole thing. I'm going to try it again tomorrow and see if maybe it was just a fluke or something. But it just frustrates me. And same thing with water. Water does the same thing for me. It actually makes my stomach upset. So I've been drinking a lot of that Powerade, that sugar-free Powerade, which is good. It does have B12 in it, B6 in it. It has some magnesium in it. But I really would like to just get back to water. I bought myself a brand new refrigerator with water in it and ice, and I haven't been able to drink any of the water yet. And so I don't know what I'm going to do about that. I'm hoping my body eventually figures it out. Maybe this summer it'll help. I don't know. But every time I eat it or drink water, I get the cramps and I get an upset stomach. So I don't know what's going on with that. Other than that, I haven't really been doing anything because I've been sick. And just walking across the room can be a chore that it's unbelievable. But and Jan, also, I just wanted you to know that I've had those things, that back pain where it's like from here to here. It feels almost like you broke a rib. That's what I equate it with. I used to think that was gallbladder until I had my gallbladders out. And then it wasn't gallbladder. And actually, I think gallbladder's over here on my right side. I don't know. So it's a pulled muscle. And for some reason, when you pull a muscle, and it's so simple to do, I've never really known why I've had a pulled muscle. I've never done anything specific that causes that. but it makes breathing uncomfortable. It makes moving uncomfortable. And so I totally understand what you're going through. Now, I didn't say anything at first when you were talking about this because I thought, okay, well, yeah, you still have your gallbladder, and that is an issue with this surgery. So I thought, well, you need to find out what that is. But if it's this muscle, it will heal eventually, but it's painful. And actually, I have overtaken to actually stretching that muscle when I get up in the morning, and stretching out and then stretching back in to actually stretch them. And maybe I'm using the muscle by doing that, and eventually it goes away. Now, I don't think I've ever had it last 2 weeks. 8 days, maybe 9 days, but 2 weeks, that's a long time. But if, like you said, you were being very cautious about it, then yeah, if like your doctor said, if you actually use the muscle, it actually heals it. So I've done some stretching with that. And so I totally understand what I hope that's what it is for you, because that's something that's easy to fix, or easy to heal eventually. I feel terrible for you though, because it really is painful. Just breathing hurt, and I totally understand why it's so frustrating. But you had to find out if it wasn't those other things. So I totally agree with what you did there. And now the sun has come around again. So I hope that it heals fairly quickly for you. I'm hoping that that pain goes away. I never had to take medicine for it. I just kind of put up with it. I'm a medicine freak. I mean, not freak. I hate taking medicine. Let's just put it that way. So I usually, if something hurts, I actually stretch it. I actually try to stretch it more, and I actually do some stretching and that kind of stuff. So I have found that I've had pain underneath one of my left ribs anyway. I've had that off and on over the years, and I always wondered what that was, and I never had it checked out, because usually by the time I get to go to the doctor, it's gone and there's nothing to talk about. So I hope it heals fairly quickly for you if that's what it is. So as far as everybody else, I haven't really been watching any videos. Watching videos sometimes hurts my eyes, and so I've been I haven't been doing that as much. I do want to say that I miss Jody from Jody's VSG. She's not on YouTube anymore, and I really feel bad because I really want to find out what's going on with her and catch up with her. But I understand that not everybody wants to do this forever, and so I've been watching the ones that are still there. But it would be nice if we heard from her. Maybe I'll try to get a hold of her on Instagram or Facebook. But I haven't seen any posts or anything from her lately. So other than that, we're supposed to be warm this weekend. I'm looking forward to it. I want to go out and walk. I haven't been doing a lot of walking. We finally are snapped out of the below zero temperatures. We actually had, I think we broke a record. I think we had like 28 days of below zero temperatures, and that's Fahrenheit. So we're talking, let's see, is 32 year zero for Celsius? But we had like 20 to 25 below days or nights for weeks on end. And the days didn't get much above 15 below, 10 below. So it was so cold that just going out is dangerous. And being that my hands have been so bad, I have really, really thin fingers. They don't look thin in the picture, but my fingers are really thin, and there's really no fat on them anymore. So when they get cold all the way to the bone. And my husband's always laughing at me. He says, well, wear mittens. I'm like, even the mittens don't seem to keep me warm. So I've been avoiding going out like I want to. But anyway, but today is a nice sunny day. And as you can see, it's getting in my way. And my kitchen is lit up. But it's sunny today, and this weekend we're supposed to get snow again, 1 to 4 inches of snow tomorrow night. We've been getting some snow, which I'm really happy about. Usually when it gets warm, we get snow. So I like the snow. It's just the cold has been really bad for us. But we're supposed to get 1 to 4 inches again tomorrow night, and then this weekend's supposed to be in the lower to mid 30s. And that's comfortable weather for us. We go out in short sleeves and stuff like that because we're so used to it. So anyway, I just wanted to give you an update on my weight. I will probably weigh in again on Friday morning, and I think my phone is falling. I will probably weigh in again on Friday morning, and I hope to make a recording. I don't know if I'll have my girls next week, which will give me more opportunity to record, so I might put a recording out on Monday. And So anyway, so I should be able to catch up with you guys early or first thing next week. So I'll weigh myself on Friday and see what my weight is. I've been really, we're eating a lot of cream soups, and because of my illness, I've been trying to eat stuff that is not quite so mucusy. But that Slim Fast I had this morning was bleh. So I don't know if I can even do a liquid diet anymore like they had us doing, unless I do broths and that sort of thing. So also, I was going to tell you about this program that I signed up for. It's called HelloFresh, and it's a meal plan that you get 3 meals a week. And I chose the vegan, it's not vegan, it's vegetarian. I chose the vegetarian plan because I figured that'd be better for me in the long run. And there's a classic plan where you get meats and stuff, but they send everything in a bag. So I'm thinking of doing like a cooking thing where I make one of those meals, because they're not paying me for this, but my daughter connected me with it, and I, as well as she, was getting tired of eating the same thing. You know, we had the same old favorites like, I don't know, spaghetti, pizza, macaroni and cheese, soups, cereal, pancakes. We ate the same thing all the time, and they have some really good recipes. They send you a sheet along that tells you exactly how to cook it, step by step by step, and you get everything in the bag that you need for that particular meal. The only thing you need is olive oil and salt and pepper. That's all I've ever had to use, and maybe a little butter. And I just love them. They're not technically diet, but they come with the vegetables, they come with your salad, they come with your potatoes, they come with the meat if you order the meat one. They come with everything that you need to make it, and I have loved the recipes that they've sent. There's only one that I wasn't really wild of, and I think it was because they sent so much of it and I can only eat a little bit, and I just kept eating it, and so it just got boring quickly. And that was like a Southwest quinoa. But you know, if you I have codes where you can get it for free. So if you want to get it for free, just get a hold of me. But for the first week, then you can cancel it any time. But it's $59.95 a week, and I would have spent that going out to dinner. So I've been eating these things, and I really like them. And for my husband and I, it lasts us quite a. I mean, we don't even eat the whole thing for one meal. And we had a steak one last week that was really good. Steak and potatoes and baked carrots. And I'm not really wild about frying so much food. That was the only thing that I found with the classic one, or the classic meal plan, was that it was a lot of fried steaks and fried chicken. But we made an apricot chicken one that was really good last week. And I love there was one where you used shallots and rice and zucchini. It was really, really good. And so if you want, check it out online. Otherwise, I think I have where I can send you an email and invite you, and then they give me, I don't know, $20 off or something. I don't know how it works. I really don't. And then you try it free for the first week. But if you're interested in it, give me a call. I mean, just right underneath. Otherwise, just check it out online and see what you think. I mean, there's other companies that do the same thing, so I don't know all of them, but there's at least 5 of them. And so I just love this idea, because I never would have thought to put like something like tarragon in my food. And they had like a noodle one with tarragon and mushrooms, and it was so good. And I've never used tarragon in cooking before. I've never even thought about using tarragon. My parents didn't use tarragon, so it was like new to me. And so I think it's kind of fun to get out of my old rut of eating the same things over and over and over again. So I'll probably be making one tonight for supper. I have a couple in there. I have a ravioli one with spinach and cheese in the ravioli, and that's really, really good. So anyway, if you're interested, just ask me. And I'm going to get going. So Jan, I hope that you feel better soon, and that muscle, if it's just a muscle spasm, I hope that goes away. And for all of you who are still struggling out there, I'm praying for you. And if you have time, and if you're a Christian, please pray for me, because I'm at that stage where I'm kind of doubting myself again, and I don't really want to do that. So, and Lynn in Minnesota, I haven't heard from you in a long time. I miss you. So hope to see a video from you soon. All right, everybody. I'll talk to you later, and thanks a lot. Bye-bye.